Okay, let's see if I can explain Friends of the World in relation to body balance, nutrition, Guatemala, and I'm going to use some quite basic little sketches that I've done on paper, which I've scanned in, and hopefully this will make things a little clearer. So Friends of the World is just really, it's an entity. It's something I created as a placeholder, and part of what it does is it grows a customer base of orders through referred customers through referral word of mouth marketing in the USA, Canada, New Zealand and Australia, and those customers purchase a product called Body Balance, which is available from a company called Life Force based in San Diego. And not only does it give nutrition to the people who buy it and consume it on a regular repeat passive kind of way, it also means that commissions are made available to the referrer, in which in this case that's Friends of the World. So what happens is that as people consume their product on a month-by-month automatic basis, commissions are paid out every month, and those commissions come in the name of Friends of the World, and they come as a check, and they're deposited into my Friends of the World Kiwi Bank account in New Zealand. Obviously, funds are then available to repurchase Friends of the World's own qualifying order, and so this part of the cycle continues. Now, from time to time, from that Kiwi account, I can transfer to PayPal, or I can withdraw cash locally where I am, and that means that this money can then be made available. And what often happens is that this is used for donating, sponsoring or supporting either one-to-one friends, and I really call them friends. These are people who I know, who I've met along the way. They may be a young child in the school, they may be a small family that is struggling, or someone that even a little bit of a donation and support could help. Or it could be an organization, again, that I know personally, and I know their work and I like what they do here in Guatemala. Now, eventually what's planned is that more money of that available is put back into orders through Life Force for Body Balance to be made available specifically to ship to Guatemala and make available for families and children, particularly who have malnutrition or who definitely need better nutrition than they're currently getting. And I believe a lot of the programs that are currently set up are all well-intentioned and probably very successful with the amount of money they raise, but I still don't believe they're giving full nutrition. And that's what always struck me about the Life Force Body Balance product, was that it is a full whole food nutritional drink made of 9 types of Arctic sea vegetables, aloe vera, and a couple of other natural ingredients that make it palatable. Anyway, so the second stage intention is to not just raise money to give to causes or to support families, is to actually buy quantities of Body Balance to use in Guatemala. Then obviously the next step would be that Friends of the World has its own nutritional project. Now I'll speak more about that in a minute. It could be, of course, that the Body Balance and or financial donations support other projects already in existence through established organizations. But my bigger dream for Friends of the World is that it does run its own specific nutritional project, and that means that it has a certain mentality about it, about a worldview, about food, nutrition, economics, kind of bigger picture philosophies available not only in just taking a product or a food. Now, speaking with Chris in Peru, he is developing volunteer tourism where people pay, I believe, 700 euros. Now, in this case, where I believe this could dovetail in, is that those people could come to Guatemala in small groups or individually and get involved in actually building personal connections, making friends on the ground, as I've been fortunate to do here in my times, and also work in the projects that Friends of the World can establish. So there'll be, particular skills and mindsets that we'd be looking for in the people that are part of that volunteer tourism. Now, the big step that I alluded to a moment ago is that obviously Friends of the World can continue with simply a customer base and draw some quite viable commissions from just doing one-to-one customers. However, as with any referral, word-of-mouth marketing enterprise, there's greater strength in depth and width in terms of rippling out and having other people do kind of what you do, both for their own reasons and for the bigger picture. The bigger picture here being what Friends of the World stands for, and that's all mapped out in the website friendsoftheworld.co.nz. So I could envisage a small group of local people here in Guatemala who have more of a bigger mindset on what's possible. They're using their education, they're using their new connections with the Western world through interacting with tourism and Spanish students. And they may have a little project of their own locally, which I would never get to know of or get to have an impact on. However, if they replicate a kind of ripple out model, they can be developing their own projects at the same time by default as growing Friends of the World. In other words, they can find ways to refer Body Balance to other people, mostly again in those original countries of the States, Canada, New Zealand and Australia. But those commissions can be used in the same way that Friends of the World does directly. So it's kind of helping everybody earn here, including themselves, their own projects and Friends of the World. So I think we're kind of building a new economic model here that's not just I do some other work in some other field, whatever that might be, and it's just the money that I give as a 10% donation. That's the old or the existing model. I'm envisaging and proposing something quite radically new, that the means of which you create your own income is inexorably tied to the cause and the people that you're supporting, and it's the very reason why you do it in the first place. So finally, the phase that I've always seen possible here, it was inspired by Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel Prize winner who created the Grameen Bank and many other microfinance systems in Bangladesh. And he's the greatest advocate I know of social enterprise. And he started to create over in Bangladesh a network of distributors. Well, he was doing it for Danone Yogurt Company and putting in nutrients into a yogurt product. And when I saw that, I just thought, for goodness sake, we have Body Balance. It's already completely full of everything it needs from natural plant sources. We wouldn't need to put anything in. We just need to find a way of creating it at a small and affordable or subsidized level to begin with, and making it available to those that need it. And Guatemala, as I said, is the third or fourth worst record in the world for malnutrition, based on the most recent World Health Organization figures. So I would see eventually not just giving money and not just giving Body Balance, but giving people the empowerment of their own distributor network and consumers of Body Balance here, that can also raise their income, raise their nutritional health levels, and raise the standard of living at the same time. So I'm seeing, I've chosen Guatemala because this is where my heart is currently, and I see a lot of opportunity, but I see a lot of need. And this country is a stone's throw from the United States and the epitome of wealth and economy and industry. So I'm just, putting a number of pieces together, and this is the vision that I've come up with. So I hope that explains everything. As I say, do go back to friendsoftheworld.co.nz and check out a bit more fully some of the other projects that we've supported in the past, and learn a little bit more about Body Balance, how the commission structure works. And of course, you can contact me directly from that website, and I'll be happy to answer any further questions, as well as talk more in detail about getting involved and seeing where your vision and the Friends of the World vision has a good match together. Thanks for watching.